Hello and welcome to Dingoes Ate My Podcast. I'm Paul,
And I'm Dave.
and this week we're discussing the episode Redefinition. This episode originally aired January 16th, 2000, attracting approximately 4.11 million viewers. Now, for notable video games released this week, there are none, according to Wikipedia. Like
It's
nothing,
so
like nothing notable. I'm sure stuff came out, but nothing that anybody remembers, kind of thing.
it's understandable just with how things kind of went with last year.
Well, and also because I can see the list coming up, and like the rest of January and February and March there's a lot of big hitters. So there's a
You
lot
know,
of
the calm before the tidal wave hits.
there's a lot of big stuff coming up in the next little while. Anyway, let us move on to number one movie in America this week.
Despite the fact that I would finding mildly funny, I'm betting the one from last week still isn't around. So heading into January, I wouldn't be surprised if it was the supposed Oscar winner, but I'm not too knowledgeable with things that came out around in 2001.
I can say with a high degree of confidence that this did not win an Oscar.
Duly noted. And
I
if it
will
was
give
the
you
case I thought that, my apologies.
I will give you a small hint. I don't know if it'll help any, but it was co-produced by MTV Films.
Oh boy. Ooh. Well, A, I would not know it, and B, just ooh. Ew. It's understandable, but still.
Okay, so number one movie in America this week with a box office gross of just shy of $23.5 million is a little movie called Save the Last Dance.
Yeah,
It's a
you know.
Julia Stiles movie that I guarantee you've never seen or probably heard of.
Yeah, no, I'm drawing complete blank.
It's got like 53% on Rotten Tomatoes. It seems like a very like it's fine kind of movie.
Congratulations, it exists.
Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And for number one song in America this week, any guesses?
Hmm. I think I'm probably just gonna go with the safe bet and stick with Destiny's Child staying at the number one spot with, I believe it was Independent Women for the song.
You are 100% correct. It is still somehow Destiny's Child.
Yeah, it was Destiny's Child in the 2000s. They kind of had their position set.
Yeah. And oh my god, Dave, I just looked at what's the number one song at the end of this year and it's going to be a good one.
On
Anyway,
the one hand, I wouldn't be surprised of what it is. I'm probably thinking a little bit too far ahead. But on the other hand, it could probably be far, far worse, which makes me mildly concerned.
all I'm going to say, Dave, is some Canadian boy's going to release a song that's going to be very successful, but let's just well, we'll get to that later.
Yeah, let's get to that later. There's already the other particular things that's happening nowadays in that sort of respect.
Alrighty, so about this episode. We,
Yes.
we start off with Cordelia, Wesley, and Gunn still reeling from being fired, walking down the street clutching boxes of their possessions, questioning their future and the reasons for Angel's actions. They agree to leave Angel alone for now and all head to their respective homes. At the hotel, Angel burns his many drawings of Darla in the furnace, intent on building himself into a one-man killing machine. Angel works on his strength and fighting skills. In Holland's cellar, dead bodies litter the floor, and beneath them all, Lindsay wakes up, a survivor of the mess. As the paramedics check him and the bodies out, Lindsay is displeased to find out that Lila also survived. Virginia, who you might remember from a few episodes ago, who was almost sacrificed, is apparently dating Wesley and can't understand why Angel would fire him, even though he's Wesley. Wesley tries to explain, and then the two discuss Wesley's possible future, which is not terribly bright because all he knows how to do is fight demons.
Yeah.
And that is not a transferable skill.
Yeah.
I mean, wait. What if, because Wesley does have some combat skills, what if he decided to train as like an MMA fighter or a boxer? That could work.
Supposedly. I suppose it would just be the question of what angle he would supposedly take, but
I mean, I'm just saying. Lindsay and Lila worry about their jobs at Wolfram and Hart and whether they will be blamed for the massacre that killed many of their co-workers. Darla and Drusilla are waiting for Lindsay and Lila in Lindsay's office. Darla explains that they lived so that they could be connections on the inside of the Wolfram and Hart for the vampires. At the karaoke bar, Wesley, Cordelia, and Gunn all independently find themselves in search of the truth for their futures, and they are so desperate to learn that they are willing to sing.
yes, they did so.
Okay. So there's a great scene where they're all talking about what song they were going to sing, and like, I don't think Wesley mentions anything, but
Like
Cordelia's.
he was mentioning a couple particular artists, like shoot, the name escapes me specifically, but he mentions a couple of artists, like something from sort of thing like that.
Yeah, I don't remember, but Cordelia mentions Shania Twain and I forget the other artist she mentions.
And then
And
of course Gunn shows up and it's like, what the heck are you gonna sing? It's like you don't need to know.
no, my favorite part is he puts his hand on Wesley's shoulder and he's like, "You wouldn't know it," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's true." Anyway, Angel holds Merle by his ankles over the water in the sewers and repeatedly dunks the demon until he gets answers about Darla and Drew's whereabouts. Darla and Drusilla arrive at a demon fight club intending to recruit demons and vampires for their new gang. Angel is hidden in the crowd, and after hearing the plans, he leaves, but Drusilla senses his presence there, which causes Darla to become agitated. Outside the building, Angel concludes that he's still too attached to Darla to defeat her. Lila talks to Lindsay about possibly leaving the firm, but Lindsay figures out her secret plans and pulls her hidden microphone from her blouse. Wesley, Cordelia, and Gunn all get very drunk and yell at each other before they end up on stage singing "We Are the Champions."
Yeah, when all else fails, just all together sing something.
Exactly. Lorne lets the powers that be do the guiding, but offers protection for Cordelia's head as she gets a vision about a very dangerous demon and a young woman in trouble. The three head to the location the vision sent them, but without weapons or Angel, they have to make do with what little they have. Darla is frustrated with all the focus others are putting on Angel and is eager to get to the factory and select members of her new army. Drusilla rants about fire and pain, but Darla brushes it off as they head for their factory. Armed with a bag full of weapons, Angel enters a factory where a large group of demons have gathered. Wesley and Gunn fight the kidnapping demon while Cordelia rescues the girl. Darla and Drusilla find all their prospective minions dead, and Angel at the back of the building smoking a cigarette. He drops a cigarette into the gasoline that ignites both Darla and Drusilla, but Darla breaks open a fire hydrant and puts out the flames before it destroys them. Lila and Lindsay find themselves sharing the job of Executive Vice President of Special Projects, until one of them can prove that they are the most qualified. Wesley informs Angel that he and the others will continue to fight the good fight, even if Angel will not. Slightly fazed by the news, Angel reasons to himself, let them fight the good fight, someone has to fight the war. So, what did you think of this episode, Dave?
Oh boy. Just all the particulars within this episode, especially from last episode. Still the one case with Angel, to his credit, he's a badass when it comes to it, though. It's kind of teetering on the edge of crazy insane to Angelus and his specific plan sticking with Angel, and just the case of, yeah, I liked Drusilla and Darla, they don't exactly know who the heck they're dealing with anymore.
Yeah, because Angel is definitely, he's not, they've definitely pushed him to a point where he's maybe not full on and jealous, but he's pissed. And he's, oh,
Yeah.
the way he tries to kill Darla and Drusilla in this is, oh, fuck. The whole being burnt alive thing is very, very scary.
Just a bit.
I
And then, just I think the case of seeing how things turned out with Wolfram and Hart, with both of them making it through, and just the case of now both of them having to share their position now and work together with things. It's a very bad combination for them as well as just against the heroes of the story and whatnot. It just seems like, oh man, the shenanigans that are most likely going to happen.
Yes, yes. Alrighty. So, a little fun fact about this: Angel never speaks on in this episode, other than in voiceovers. So we never actually see him speak on camera.
Yeah, true.
It's a fun little, very kind of noir touch that they added to this episode. All right, so time for international titles, and we only have two, but they're both really good. I don't know which one's better, so you might have to help me pick here, Dave. We'll start off with the French one, which the French translates as Declaration of War.
Yeah, that pretty much matches.
It works really well. And in German, it translates as Recommencement. And I like both of them. They're both very good titles for this particular episode.
Yeah, in those sort of cases. I'm kind of leaning more over toward French. I'm thinking just since right out there, but matches completely within the episode and whatnot.
I
No, I'm full.
Yeah, no, yeah, they're both very good, I think. Alrighty, so if there is nothing else about this episode, the next episode we will be discussing is called Blood Money. Oh, it's going to be a good one. Okay, so with a little help from the demon Smitch Merle, Angel begins to dig up more dirt on Wolfram and Hart, discovering that the firm is stealing money from contributions made to a shelter for runaway teens. Angel is investigating the owner, Anne Steele, who we've seen previously, but they won't mention it. After Angel threatens both Lindsay and Lila with blowing the whistle on them, he comes face to face with an old demon adversary who wants to finish a confrontation they started many years ago. Meanwhile, Cordelia, Wesley, and Gunn are still fighting demons on their own and decide to form their own detective/protection agency, but have a little bit of a hard time coming up with a name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that will be next week. So until then, I am Paul.
And I'm Dave.